as a nation. And it goes beyond money. I have listened very carefully to the governor of Wajir. He was emotional today as he was emotional in Wajir. And because it speaks to how people feel. When I stood on the platform in Wajir on the 1st of June, and the emotion in the field, I saw tears in many leaders and many people in Wajir. It made it look like it was a favor the state was doing for them, when actually it was their right to belong to Kenya, like everybody. They were so emotional about it, you would think we are giving them, or we are making them any favor. But it speaks to how people feel. I remember very well, when I say this is not an isolated incident, I remember very well when, I think it was on the 5th of February 2025, when I stood on the field there at Orahe Stadium in Wajir and signed the proclamation to remove all the encumbrances and the discrimination that was subjected to the people of northern Kenya especially, that made them look like secondary citizens, or citizens of a lesser class than the rest of Kenya. It wasn't about money. It was about dignity. It was about recognizing that there are wrongs that we have committed as a nation to fellow Kenyans, subjecting them, to treatment that went deep into their dignity. When I stood in Mandera and announced the construction of the road from Isiolo to Mandera, it was the same thing, that a whole part of Kenya, by policy, was relegated because of the policy that was said that there are parts of Kenya, section paper number 1, or was it number 10, of 1965, a policy document of government that said some parts of Kenya will be developed and others will not. These are things people take for granted. But as a result of what was done by government, huge sections of Kenya, northern part of Kenya especially, was denied the opportunity to develop like the rest of Kenya. It is still the same thing. That's why I'm saying what we are doing today is part of correcting the injustices of the past. It is the same thing. When I stood 3 months ago in Mombasa and pronounced myself on what we are doing to redress the squatter problem in our coast region that has subjected millions of citizens to the indignity of being squatters, secondary citizens in their own country. They are treated lesser than other Kenyans. It is part of repairing our nation. I remember very well, and this is a good occasion for me to say, when I decided to appoint General Ogolla, I was correcting the negative profiling of some of our communities, that there are positions that are reserved for some people and there are positions that can never be occupied by other people. An injustice and a stigma on a whole community.